Behind the everyday motions of work, emails, meetings, deadlines, an often overlooked reality continues to affect millions of women. Behind this number are stories, often unheard, often disbelieved, of women navigating careers not only with ambition but with fear.
I'm 18 and I work in a pharmacy.
My name's Kayla Zimmerman. I'm 19 and I work at St. Peter's University Hospital.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm 21 and I'm a server at a pool club.
Have you ever been harassed at your work before?
Yeah, I have. It's more common than you think in a hospital setting. I've been harassed several times.
Yes, I have.
I have.
What happened?
So basically this guy would deliver medicine for us and he only spoke Spanish. And I also speak Spanish, so he would make like flirty comments to me in Spanish, and he like tried to give me his phone number and then called my job like on my graduation day and then like tried to follow all my social medias. He still tries to contact me.
Did your job step in at all?
Yes, my boss would always like tell me to go to the back when he came because he knew like he was weird, and then he contacted the company to see if he could find out like more information for me to make a report about.
Thank you.
I was dealing with a patient who was a prisoner, and the officers that were supposed to be in the room surveillancing the whole thing, they failed to do so, and the prisoner took advantage of that and being in a new setting, and he just wanted to be open about me seeing him in like a sexual manner. And when that happened, I reported to the officer. The officer acknowledged it and took it into his own hands, reported it, and actually charged him for sexual assault, and it was his second time being charged for sexual harassment in the workforce.
One of my coworkers asked me to dinner and I rejected him, and then after that he was very mean to me every shift that we had afterwards just because I rejected him.
Did anybody around you intervene and call him out for his behavior?
No,
And were there any consequences for this person?
definitely not.
Did work step in? Were there any consequences?
The nurses actually did take more of a stance than I thought they would. The one nurse that stood out to me, she came in and yelled at him and was like, "This isn't okay," yelled at the officers, and the one officer took initiative and really stepped in with the whole situation.
How did it make you feel?
It was definitely, I think, more of a norm in the hospital working there, and you're kind of accustomed to it at that point, and it should have stood out to me more than it did, but other people who don't encounter it every day, it stood out more to them.
Sexual harassment is extremely common in the workplace. Unfortunately, many corporations fail to intervene in these situations. For example, according to the EEDOC, Red Robin was sued for $600,000 due to a line cook harassing female workers. The lawsuit, a 45-year-old male line cook at Red Robin was allowed to sexually harass female employees on a daily basis with offensive sexual comments, requests for sex, unwanted remarks about their body, and touching without their consent. At the time of the harassment, one of the victims was only 18 years old, who had just graduated high school. Despite female employees reporting the conduct to various managers, Red Robin failed to take prompt or effective action to stop the harassment, forcing one female server to quit.
Society tends to normalize inappropriate behaviors and harassment. However, the workplace simultaneously enables it. Weak enforcement of policies and inadequate training and awareness are the main reasons why people think that this behavior is okay. There is a lack of opportunity for discussion around these issues, which cause women to feel like they don't have the ability to speak up. And a lot of the times they're worried that no one will believe them. Employees who witness or experience harassment may fear retaliation if they report it. They are scared that they might lose their job or people will start to treat them differently after. This causes them to just stay silent and attempt to move past it. There is also no accountability that is held most of the time, so all of these factors combined allow the harassment to persist in the work environment.
How can the workplace better deal with issues of harassment within the workplace? They can set clear policies on how harassment will not be tolerated. This is very important because when things are in writing and put down as rules, people are less likely to cross the boundary. Train all employees on how to identify and avoid harassment. Some employees may not want to report something because they may not think their case is important enough or severe enough. A lot of people may not know exactly what harassment is, and it goes unreported because of that. They can offer safe and confidential means for people to report problems. When there's a safer environment, people are more likely to report their problems because they feel more comfortable. Workplaces can offer counseling, time off if needed, and other resources. Supporting victims shows that the company truly cares about their well-being, which is very important. It's very important to note that no one should get in trouble for reporting these issues because it does happen, and there are cases that women get fired or let go because of just reporting issues. Workplaces should act on complaints promptly and fairly. The quicker that a workplace takes care of an issue, the quicker that people realize that this is not something that is tolerated within the workplace, and harassment is less likely to happen. They can create a workplace where everyone is treated with dignity and offer help and support for anyone who's affected. It's important to get bosses and managers to set examples as good leaders and act when necessary. Leaders need to model the right behavior. When managers step in quickly and handle issues promptly, it sets a tone that harassment will not be tolerated within this place. And it's also important to recruit and keep more women as leaders because it's proven to show that women in power have more balanced workplaces.
Sexual harassment in professional and academic settings doesn't just disrupt a woman's day, it can derail her entire future. Before many women even enter the workforce, they're already forced to navigate toxic environments that push them away from their goals. Kohl's reported that fully 50% of the women who filed a complaint in the state of California were fired, and another 25% resigned due to the stresses of the complaint process or the harassment itself. Similarly, about 50% of female students have experienced harassment from professors or instructors, leading many to drop courses, change majors, switch graduate programs, or leave higher education entirely. The long-term consequences of harassment show just how urgently these environments must change to support rather than sabotage women's success.
Every year, millions of women experience some form of harassment at work. According to a 2023 study from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, at least 1 in 3 women report being harassed on the job, and those are just the ones that report it. Because the truth is, most don't out of fear, shame, knowing that speaking up may cost their job, their peace, or even their safety. And let's get one thing straight. It doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter if we're tall or short, what size we wear, how much skin we show, or how professional we dress. It doesn't matter what race we are, where we come from, or how we speak. It happens to women in suits. It happens to women in scrubs. It happens to women in uniforms and name tags and business casual slacks. Harassment is not about attraction. It's about power and control. It's about someone deciding they can make us feel small just because they can. Women aren't the only ones impacted, but we are often the first targets. We hear it all. Don't take it too seriously. It was just a joke. You should just take it as a compliment. But there's nothing funny about being afraid to walk to your car after a late shift. There's nothing flattering about having your ideas ignored until a man repeats them. There's nothing normal about being touched without consent. This happens to interns and executives. It happens in offices, hospitals, restaurants, studios, everywhere. The system won't fix itself. We need to believe survivors. We need to hold people accountable. And we need to stop asking women to change themselves to avoid harassment and start talking about why people think it's okay to harass anyone at all.